Hi everyone, it's Justine here from House of Mahalo. Thank you so much for joining me. So I'm here to do a mass make Monday, and this week we're going to mass make lace pockets, lace tags, lace belly bands, lace ephemera. So I don't have a prototype because I've made these ad hoc for journals in the past, but I want to do a mass make of them. So I will show you what I've got on my desk. I've raided some scrap card, so I've just got like cut-offs from when I've been using these for something. I've got scraps of scrapbooking paper that are fine, but I don't really, care for them for current projects and things, so I want to get these used up. I've got like offcuts of card. I've got, these are A4 cards that I've just glued together. Because I had some misprints, so that and some more scrapbook fronts. So I've got scrap card, I've got book pages and music sheets. Of course I have got lace. I've also got some fabric scraps which you might be able to use, and then these are like more decorative trims and like ruffles which I might be able to use, maybe, we'll see. But essentially what the idea is that you take your scrap card and then you basically just layer over your laces or fabrics or whatever you're using, stitch around it, and then you've got the base of what could be a really pretty pocket, tag, different pieces of ephemera. So yeah, that's basically what the idea is. So, right, let's see if I've got enough room on my desk. So the first part of the process is, of course, to go through your scrap card and just neaten up anything that you need to neaten up. So if you've got, maybe you've like torn things down or whatever, just get it, relatively neat. And it helps if you've got card that you think would look nice layered underneath, the fabrics or the lace, because you might see through some of them. So you'll sort of want to think like that. Equally, anything plain, so you could do that, but also we've got the book pages to like hide anything we don't want to see underneath the lace. So most of these should be fine because they're just things that I've cut down at some point or other, but some of them I'm a bit lazy sometimes and just sort of tear at things, so I'm going to go through and get that done. As per usual, I've probably been a little bit ambitious with how much I'm actually going to get done today. But I thought I'm just going to record what I'm doing so you can see what I'm doing, and then hopefully it will inspire you to get out your bits and bobs, get out your scraps, and let's be honest, things we've been kind of sitting on waiting for a project to come along. Right, so these ones, this was just folded in my scrap box, so it's a bit worse for wear. But as I said, these are just, I often keep scraps, cardstock scraps I suppose, because you can always use them for ephemera. But I think I'm at a point now where I've got a lot of scraps and I would like to get them used up. So I'm just kind of cutting some shapes. So I want scraps that would be good for pockets. I want scraps that would be good for tags, and I want scraps that would be good for belly bands. So yeah, it's just a case of working your way through until you're happy with what you've got. And ideally ones that will fit in the trimmer. Right, so what we're going to do with this, it's a big pocket, if that's a pocket, so let's cut it there. So that could probably be a tag, and then if I cut there, that could be sort of a pockety type thing if it was straight. Let's try that again. Yeah, and then you've got sort of like a belly band type thing there, I suppose. So yeah, just basically get your card cut down into pieces, and and then it's really simple, just a case of layering up your laces and stuff on top. So right, I'm going to hit pause because I think you get the idea of what I'm doing, and I will come back and we'll get on to the lace part. Okay, so I've just made 2 piles. These are the scraps that are maybe a little bit prettier, which I don't think need anything underneath. So, you know, coloured scrapbook paper or anything that is cream coloured, I don't think wants covering with the book page, compared with the things that are either, you know, stark white if you don't like that, or scrapbook paper, cardstock scraps that you're not really liking for your projects. So I'm gonna see about doing a little bit of everything today, just to show you in the video. So the first thing that I want to do is just cover over the scraps that I'm not such a huge fan of. These ones can have book page or something added to them. So let me just grab a piece of this from next to me. So I'm just going to pop that on, and of course all these ones can be drying whilst we carry on with other things. Just want to make sure that that music sheet is relatively straight. Carefully, there we go. So let me move those over. Now I need to remind myself today that I would like some of these pockets to have like gussets or something on them. So like I said, we'll do a little bit of everything. Okay, right. So I think this one's probably going to be a tag. So I'll do a few like this, and then I'll pause the video whilst I get some more done, because, you know, you don't want to see this 20 times. But I just thought, you know, this kind of task is a good one for the mass makes, I think. Gosh, I'm ever so sorry if you could hear that. My someone turned up at my neighbour's house and was being quite aggressive with them, actually. Yeah, sorry if you heard any nastiness then. So yeah, let me carry on. Sorry, that just caught me by surprise. That did. Gosh. Anyway, let's not think about that. Let's get all these done. So I'm just kind of putting the book page, the music sheets, whatever you're using. I'm just doing it willy-nilly because well, because a lot of this is going to be hidden with the you know, the lace or the fabric, or, well, the lace in this case. So thinking about it, I don't need to do all of these in lace, because some of them can be using fabric. Yeah, sorry, that just threw me a little bit, that did. Right, so yes, I want to do some of these gusseted. So I think some of the scrapbook paper ones can be gusseted. I don't think I would do it with the cut-offs. So I'll do a couple more like this. I suppose I should really be doing it this side so that the back of it is just plain. You know, if I do end up wanting to send these to anyone or put them in my shop or anything, probably should do that. Sorry, that just threw me a little bit then. So if I seem a bit thrown, then yes, I am a bit thrown. Is that going to be tall enough? Yeah, mostly. Let's this is quite a tall one, so this might get cut down. It could be like a, you know, a belly band or something. So I would love to know if you've decided to get out your, I suppose I could do 2 on there, not waste the paper. Yeah, I hope you know, if you've been inspired to get out your bits and bobs, please do let me know. I know I've not shown you anything yet. But I have made lace pockets for a couple of my journals in the past. Normally I just do it ad hoc when I can't really think of anything else to do. but I thought by doing a mass make of them, or at least having like lace tags as well, yeah, I thought it would be quite interesting to have them in stash ready to go. It might prompt me to have them in my journals more often, you know. Right, so I'm going to carry on with these ones, with the book page, which I'll pause here because, yeah, like I said, you don't need to see me do this a million times. But I'm going to sit here and do all of these, and then when I come back we'll do the scrapbook paper ones, and I'll show you what I mean about doing gussets, so stay tuned. Okay, so I've got all those ones cut down to size now, so I've just made a few more piles. So these ones are ones that I would like to be tags and journal cards. Then I've got pockets, and then I've got like belly bands and side tuck page edge type pieces. So now it's just a case of matching up our lace and fabric scraps size wise and, you know, colours, I suppose. Yeah, until you have something ready to go. So let's grab this bigger piece. So that's going to go over there, I think. So these ones are just pockets. They're not going to be gusseted or anything, but I will show you some examples of that in a moment. So I am going to be sewing around these. So I'm just going to go, you know, very faintly with the glue. I don't want to put heaps on, just a little bit, just enough for it to stay in place until I take it to the sewing machine. If you were not going to sew around these, because you don't have to, you could just use the fabric glue, then you would need to be, you know, more careful with the gluing. You'd have to take a little bit more care over what you're doing than me being speedy quick today. So yeah, once you've cut that down, as you can see, it's just going to be a really cute pocket. And of course you can embellish these, so you could have little fussy cuts on there, labels, whatever you want. But for now, today, I just want to focus on getting the bases done. So that's another big piece. So lots of these are just scraps that I've got, so I like to get them used. So scrap busting with the card, but also scrap busting with the fabrics and laces. Of course, in the process, I'm going to make even more scraps. Scraps make scraps, right? That's how it works, isn't it? So I'm just being, as I said, careful with how much glue I'm using, because especially with lace, obviously it's got holes in it, so you know, you might find that the glue sort of seeps through, so you just got to be, you know, mindful of that. So I'll do a few like this, and then I'll show you some ideas for layering up different fabrics, which I would like to do. So do that. Oops. So yeah, I've done this, you know, a few times in my journals before, but usually I just kind of make them up as I go, kind of thing. I think, oh, I've got some lace to use up, let's make a pocket. But I thought for a change it might be nice to have stuff ready to go. Right, so I've also got some like decorative trims, and it would be nice to be able to do some for my upcoming projects. So I am wondering if, because these have the book page on them, I might be able to get away with, you know, doing some things like this. Right, so that's going to have to be for a belly band one. So let's do a belly band one. Let's go with this one. Is that going to be wide enough? Yeah, lovely. So let's get that down. So this is just some some kind of like beige cream netting stuff. So just dab that glue on, because I was thinking, you know, because we have nice things underneath now with these book page or what have you. I'm gonna need the scissors. Yeah, it's okay that we can sort of see through these things. I'm going to layer up this gold over the top, because essentially what I've done is I've thought about what projects I have upcoming, and I've also thought about what colours I like to have a lot of, and I do like my creams and my beiges and my golds, so for me those work for a lot of projects that I do. Because I think sometimes with the mass makes we can get caught up in the habit of we just want to use up what we've got, but we also sort of need to think about what projects we've got coming up. So it is just a background, and obviously it wants cutting down, and then it's going to be sewn through, and then from there, you know, this could be a belly band, a decorative page edge with extra things added to it. You know, it can be all manner of things really. So I would like to get a couple of those, and then yeah, I'll show you the gusseted ones in a minute. So the thing with doing these mass makes on video is I just want to go into autopilot and just get all these things used up and done, right? Which absolutely is the goal of the mass makes, but equally I want to show you different options. So I still have I want to teach and show you what else you can use and other ideas you can do. So it's kind of like the mass make, at least for me, becomes like, well, I'll just do a few of these and then I'll show you some other ideas. So I never really get into that mass make mode, you know, unless I really am doing the same thing over and over again. But I do really enjoy these videos. Bit of gold. Right, so yeah, whilst I'm thinking about it, because I really will try and get into mass make mode if you let me, is I wanted to show you some with gussets, because obviously, you know, parts of these videos is to give you ideas. So I'm going to use the scrapbook paper ones for these, just because it's easier to fold them over and score and everything. I wouldn't have wanted to do it with packaging, because packaging has a tendency to crack and break and yeah, all of that. So I'm going to go through here and add, is that a 1/2 inch? Yes, I think I'm doing a 1/2 inch. Like so. So if we fold that over so I can see what I'm doing. Lovely. What we want to do is, you get these little boxes when you fold papers like this, so we just want to come in and cut them off kind of like a diagonal. That just helps it lay flat, lay better. And then I cut off these corners, because then, you know, you won't see the paper when you fold these in. So essentially these become your gussets. Definitely does take practice to do these if you've never done them before. So you have your gusseted pocket. So I like to get the gussets in first so that I can see, you know, what it is that I'm doing. So let me just move that to one side, because from there we can double check it straight, probably my eyes again, but now we can see where the pocket ends, because we don't really want the fabric to go over those flaps, because then it will lay funny, it will be difficult to glue down, you know, all sorts of things like that. Instead we can now see where we're going up to. So I'm thinking it might be nice to, actually, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking to just put that across there, because that scrapbook paper is quite nice. Will I? Oh, I don't know. Decisions. What's this one? I've got loads of cut-offs of things. That's not big enough. These are from a recent project that I've done. But I probably want to use that on something a bit more interesting. No, what I was thinking was we could put this through the middle rather than covering the whole piece. How do I feel about that? And then what I'm thinking is when we sew this, this could maybe make some kind of belly band in the front. Yeah, why not? Let's do it. You only live once, right? So, easy. There we go. So yeah, the gusseted ones do take a little bit of extra thought, just for how you know, where you're going to cover over. But, you know, once you get into mass make mode, if you do want to do them as a mass make, then yeah, it definitely, you know, gets easier with time. Now I said about creating a belly band, but if I'm gluing it down, it's not going to be a belly band, so it really will just be decorative, won't it? What an umpty, but that's fine. We can fold that over. And then I may want to put some kind of like ribbon or something through the middle just to finish that off. But I don't want to use a ruffle, so I'll find something else for that one. Let's carry on. So, just trying to see if I've got any others that I would do with a gusset. Those don't fold very well. Most of these are belly bands really, because they're just offcuts of things. I'll do this one with a gusset. So again, I'm going to do 1/2 inch just because I think it works for a good gusset. Oh dear. Okay. But yeah, I don't think I'll get very many gusseted ones because, as I said, you've got to have the right sort of paper to do the gusseted ones. You know, paper that doesn't crack when you fold it, kind of thing. Okay, so that'll give me some Tim Holtz in there, lovely. I hope that you can see what I'm doing okay. It's going to be quite wide, isn't it? How wide is that? 6 inches, but I do file folders, so I'm going to stick with it being that wide. But yeah, do take into account how wide your journals are. I would have liked to have get some more colours in, but let me see, what have I got over here? I've got all kinds of like decorative trims, but it's Tim Holtz, so I don't really want to. Don't really know what to add to it. It's not wide enough. Yeah, don't know. I'll just use this one and then I'll just have to cut off the excess. I think I'll do some tags and journal cards in a minute. Essentially it's just the same thing, it's just layering up the lace, but as I said, it just gives us some cool backgrounds, and then we can, you know, come in and you know, do more with them. You know, this is by all means not the finished result. Oops, looking everything fine. Okay. Right, so let's I'm just going to cut a couple of these down. So obviously with the gusseted ones we have to be extra careful not to cut through the gusset, and of course, you know, generally speaking, you don't want to cut through your pocket. Sometimes I also don't cut them down until I've sewn around them, because if the lace does move, you obviously want that bit of, you know, freedom, but whilst I'm here. Okay, so basically I'm just still trying to show you things. So with the gusseted ones, obviously when we come to sew them, if you do sewing, I will just do a straight stitch the whole way around the edge. I won't bother with the middle because, as I said, once I add things to these, you know, who knows what's going in the middle. So I'll just do a straight stitch around the outside. But with the gusseted ones, you want to make sure that you folded out the gussets so that you're only sewing this middle rectangle, not sewing your gussets closed. You know, it's just something that you have to, you know, think about. And then, yeah, for the ones that are just, you know, like this, you don't have to worry about that. You just sew around it. You don't have to sew them. By all means, you can just rely on the glue. You just have to be, you know, mindful of how much glue you're using and that things don't come up later, is the only thing with that. So I am going to not cut around these until after I've sewn them, because if the fabric does move, then, you know, we just want to be mindful of that. So again, I'll just sew all the way around the outside, and then, you know, these things can be, you know, different pieces of ephemera. So I've done the usual. I've got out so many things. I've been a bit ambitious, I think, with how much I was going to do. But you know, it's one of those things, I do want to do these. I just don't know, I often don't know how long to stay on video for. That's what's going through my mind, is, you know, how much to show. Do I keep going? So, and especially as I don't know how long I've been on video. So I'll probably do a few more. And I did say I would do some tag bases, so that would probably be a good idea, wouldn't it? I can hear my dog outside my door. Moaning, he's thinking, oh, it's too warm. So I'll just cut that down a little bit. So yeah, I'm definitely making scraps, but hey ho, it's to be expected. But you know, what I hope that you can see, especially with using decorative laces, I hope that you can see that you know, they can end up looking, you know, really nice when you're finished. It's just a mass make that, unfortunately, at this time, it doesn't really have much for me to show you until I've finished them all. So this is quite a white lace. I would have probably been best tea dyeing some of these, but what I am thinking is I don't know if adding anything else will change things. Not to change the white, I just mean for the underneath, because I'm not really working with pink these days. So what have I got? Got some of this, like, whatever this is. I don't even know what to call it. This was sent to me. I think Mandy sent me this. Mandy from Sunflowers and Doors. So part of me was thinking I would like to get some in that are autumnal. But I suppose I don't really want to be using the pink for that, so let's find something. That's too wide. I think my brain's gone to mush. This is going to look really cool, so let's do one like this. So, you know, we don't have to just use lace, it can be any trims that you've got. So let's put this down. Whoops a daisy, I'm getting it all over myself. There we go. Because this is giving it a really interesting, like, rose gold crackle background. So I think I might do a couple of more experimental ones. Oh, I've got the, oh, silly me, I didn't notice that I had sticky on there. That's fine. Yeah, I think I'll do a couple that are a bit more experimental, because this will be interesting. So then if I put that over there, that rose gold can just shine through a bit more subtly. And also, I think this is probably going to flake off in a journal, so having a covering over it will probably protect that a little bit. So yeah, I'll do a couple of experimental ones and then we'll go from there. What else can I tell you? If you're going to do tags or journal cards, because I do have a pile that I would like to do, then you just have to be mindful of how much bulk you're adding to the front of it and what it's like to write on. So for example, say this was a tag, let's just pretend. If I feel over the back there, it feels just fine because these are quite flat trims, especially if you're using a thick card as well. I'm going to do a couple like that, those are going to be fun. And this is just the cream card that I cut down, so they definitely work for autumn. So anyway, point being, I hope this video has given you some ideas. I appreciate there's not really anything I can show you that's finished until I actually get to sewing these. And I don't think I'm going to get them sewn today because I'm trying to get all my videos done in the morning. Because by the time the afternoon comes around, the sun's come around the front where I am, and oh, it does half get warm in here. I should really, look into getting a blind just for when the sun is at its hottest. But I don't really have time to find out how to hang up a blind right now because I don't know how to do it. So. I probably should look into it, at least ready for next year, shouldn't I? This is very interesting stuff. Ooh. Who needs lace when you can have really interesting stuff like that? So I think I'll do, yeah, they're a bit, I was going to say I'll do some journal cards with that, but unfortunately it's not wide enough, is it? No. This was going to be a tag. How wide are these? I could cut it down a little bit. It would be nice to have a tag like that. And then the music sheet will show through the trim, which will be interesting. She says if I could get it to glue down. When it's really holy trim, honestly, everything just wants to stick to you, not the project, isn't it? Right, I think I need to go because my brain has turned to mush. But I hope that this has given you some ideas. If I get time to sew these before putting this video up, then I will add something at the end just to show you what they all look like cut down and sewn around and everything. So I suppose I will hit pause for now, and fingers crossed I can come back and show you them all sewn and ready, because I've got a fair few pockets and belly bands and everything to get through, haven't I? So yeah, I didn't realise how many I'd done already. Oh, I love the gold ones, they're really pretty. Okay, right, so I'm just going to carry on, and yeah, I will come back and show you them all ready, and hopefully then it will be even more inspiring than just watching me get really gluey fingers. Okay, I'm back. I've sewn most of them. I got a little bit bored, so I haven't done all of them, but I'm absolutely loving how these are looking. My favourites, I think, are the ones where there's some kind of sparkle underneath the lace, so different layers. I mean, I love these autumnal ones. I don't know if you can see that sparkle from underneath. But yeah, so I've got a whole host. Now, of course, these are just backgrounds for us to, you know, decorate up, but, you know, a whole stash there of like belly bands, side tucks, page edge type things. These ones I believe are pockets. So these will crop up again. I mean, just how lovely is it with the shimmering behind the lace? I absolutely love those. And then of course, you know, we've got some more muted ones with the music sheet and the book page. Yeah, I'm really happy with how these turned out. And then I had a couple which I think these started as journal cards, but I think now they've become this kind of a pocket, because I actually opened up this lace to have a pocket there, and then of course the whole thing can be a pocket or a side tuck or corner tuck type thing. And then I think these ones are not tags, because I've just sewn straight around them. I haven't turned them into like tag shapes or anything, which is fine. I mean, that one could even be a pocket. I might put that in the pockets. But they can just be journal cards, but they'll be, you know, straight edged ones. And of course I do need to back them and sew them again, but you know, there's that. So I've got a whole heap there. So that's essentially all of the lace ones, or at least most of them anyway. And then I did go ahead and just do some fabric ones, just plain fabric, just some scraps I had. So as I said, these weren't cutting down and sewing around, but yeah, I got a little bit I got a bit fed up because, you know, I have made an absolute mess, so they will go in my to sew pile. These were the scraps I was left over, so when I was cutting down pieces, I have a little pile of scraps, so I'm going to keep those on my desk. That will be a What's on Your Desk Wednesday. But just to finish the video, I wanted to go ahead and just decorate up a couple of things. Again, I just thought maybe it'll give you some ideas as to how you might want to go about doing things. So this one, I decided not to cut this part down. I left that trailing because I thought that would make a really cute pocket. So I am going to just, yeah, decorate up a couple. Now, I'm going to be doing some bluebird projects very soon, or at least, you know, it will probably be January, February time, probably, or maybe over Christmas when I start doing these projects. But I just thought, you know, I'd like to get going with them. So I've just grabbed a couple of blue things to decorate these. So I've got a blue ticket, and then I've got this flower, which I'm not going to ink around, I'm just going to glue down. It's technically a sticker, but they're very thick stickers. They're like chipboard pieces. Okay, and just trying to decide which way round to go. Doesn't really matter. There you go. And really, honestly, I don't think they need anything else, because obviously the scrap and the fabric is doing a lot of the work, I suppose. I mean, I may actually, I'm going to hold on to that one because I might put a pearl in the middle of the flower. I just suddenly thought that would be a nice thing to do. And then this is another of the what became sort of like double side pocket things. Now this one has got some sparkly, but it's very subtle, and for my bird projects I will be incorporating some wintry elements to them because I'll be working on them for winter. So I thought I would use this one and decorate it in a bird theme. And to be fair, I'm kind of addicted to the blues at the moment. I'm really enjoying them. I think it's just a nice change to work with some different types of colours. Oh, just got, clearly I still have gluey fingers. Okay. And then I've got a bit of Tim Holtz Ephemera. I feel like I'm slurring my words. I think it's just because it's been a long day of sewing, and I have also just had my lunch as well, so I've got the afternoon slump a little bit. But not to worry, this is the last thing that I'm doing today. on video at least. Whoops. There we go. And then I've just got this bird nest sticker. Again, this is like a... No, I was going to pull that up, but I don't think I can now. So obviously where this is a pocket, I don't want to close that up. So do I have some scrap paper somewhere? I do. Somewhere. It's just... Okay, I'll just do that so that I can push down on those without closing up my pocket. There we go. So yeah, I just wanted to be able to press those down without gluing my pocket shut. So that is those. I might add a butterfly or a word or something to that one, but I just sort of have to wait until I know exactly what my bird projects are going to look like, but I will just keep that in there. It's just a map for a walk we were going to do. Right, so that is those. That is essentially a mass make of lace ephemera. Is that what I'm calling this video? I think so, because yeah, they are just bases, but look at how much I have to work with. I'm so excited, especially as a lot of these will work perfectly for my autumn projects. So I cannot wait for these to make an appearance again and for us to decorate all these. For now though, I will leave you with the idea of using up, what did we use? Like card scraps, fabric scraps, laces and trims, different things, book pages, music sheet, get it all glued down and you've got some beautiful bases with which to make some lovely ephemera. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this week's Mass Make Monday. I will be back very soon with another video. I imagine What's on Your Desk Wednesday will be the next thing. And at some point I need to come up with some ideas for the fabric scraps. What are we going to do with these? We could make fabric clusters. That's the only idea I have right now, but I really would like to try something different because I've already made fabric clusters this week. So we shall see. Stay tuned. Thanks so much for joining me and I'll speak to you very soon. Bye for now.